I'm in here grinding, money I'm stacking, while they rock diamonds. Can't relate to them, make my chick call me. I set a goal, fuck you, 2 or 3 commas. 7 figures, 8 figures to 9 figures. On a slow pace to get rich quick. Same time, we just think different. Cause when you make it hit different.
Been several years since I last worked a 9 to 5. Multiple streams and I ain't talking about no Spotify or Apple Music. And for Daryl killed it on the hook, it's only right you know I had to use it. Super smart but I be acting stupid. It's a big difference between talking and when you actually prove it. Entrepreneur life, who said it's all fun and games? Clever with words, had to realize it's a numbers game. Make the money multiply, divide it, then you add it up. I don't need the carrots, I just rather get my cabbage up. If they always lowercase, that mean that it's never capped. Once you get your credit right, just know that you can leverage that. And you can never find my stash cause it's in the vault. They don't never see the grind, they see the end result. Like Kirk, I'm getting Franklin's, need a resolution. We ain't using no excuses, strictly execution.
While they party, I'm in here grinding, money I'm stacking, while they rock diamonds. Can't relate to them, make my chick call me. I set a goal, fuck you, 2 or 3 commas. 7 figures, 8 figures to 9 figures. On a slow pace to get rich quick. Same time, we just think different. Cause when you make it hit
left. And even though I got doubters, I got a master plan. Had to make sure that the vision always matched the brand. Legit paper, never had to scam. Just know I'm Gucci like them customized pieces that's made from Dapper Dan. Forget a crib, I'm trying to grab some land. I'm independent, so I'd rather have my masters than a cash advance. I need royalties, I'm a king, royalty. I don't need your love, I'd rather just pick loyalty. Won't hesitate to put it all on the line. Ambitious, it ain't hard to define. Cause when you up, it's never hard to decline. I realize that it's all in the mind, and sacrifice is just part of the grind. I'm still hungry though I already ate. I'm still working but I'm already great. I can't be partying late, and anybody that be calling me fake is getting curved cause my priority's straight. Count.
While they party, I'm in here grinding, money I'm stacking, while they rock diamonds. Can't relate to them, make my chick call me. I set a goal, fuck you, 2 or 3 commas. 7 figures, 8 figures to 9 figures. On a slow pace to get rich quick. Same time, we just think different. Cause when you make it hit different.
So, you want to get hired before summer ends? The hot...
Well, we got one more thing for you. Welcome to Ray's Corner Live, coming to you live all the way from here. Where's here right here? That was my little nephew. That's my nephew, L.A. Mars, entrepreneur, working that thing. Hey, this is Ray's Corner Live, coming to you live all the way from here. Where's here right here? And guess what? This is Silk Financial Network, sponsoring this whole thing under the umbrella of Exodus House LLC. That's right. You got Exodus House LLC. You got our FinTech, which is Silk Financial Network, and you got Ray's Corner Live, coming to you live all the way from where? Where's here? Here is right here. So let me get this thing popping. Let's get this thing going real quick. Let's see how this is gonna work. Let's go. what's going, what you got popping, what's going on. Listen, this your guy Ray coming to you live all the way from here. We're here right here. We want to talk about some stuff today. But the first thing I need you to do is hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that notification button. You YouTubers, I need you to hit that subscription, subscribe, like, notification. Man, we're going to talk about some stuff today. We want to talk about a little bit. Listen, there is, when you look at all that's going down as entrepreneurs, I want to come to you at a place from entrepreneurship. There is this big buzzword. There's this big buzzword, scale up. We need to scale up. We need to scale up. We're actually going to do a class, not today, growth versus scaling. Growth versus scale. Are you scaling or are you growing? Do you know the difference? But I want to talk about why entrepreneurs find it hard to scale up. Wow. Why do entrepreneurs find it hard to scale up? Because when you think about this, watch this. I'm going to make this statement and watch this. As you hit your growth stage, your business needs to become more bureaucratic, dull, conservative, process-oriented, slow, less innovative, and take fewer chances. Now, I'm telling you what just happened. Entrepreneurs who are listening to me, you are stunned. You are like, what? What is he talking about? Dull, bureaucratic, conservative, process-oriented, slow, less innovative, take fewer chances. That's not what an entrepreneur does. And listen, if you're stunned, that's because entrepreneurs, especially those who have not scaled up a business before, don't know what they don't know. I tell my staff, I tell people, look, this is the old man talking to you. Listen, I'm talking to you from a 63-year-old perspective, which is not good because I know y'all do not like baby boomers. I can talk when I was 40, 30, 50, and so forth. But I need to come from this standpoint because it's real important. What you don't know, you just don't know. Scaling up a business is hard to do. Now, I'm talking about scaling. And doing so requires changes that aren't easy for entrepreneurs to make. Wow. P&Ls, policies and procedures, operational charts, operational plans, all those things. Watch this, because if you're an entrepreneur and you think about when you first start up, you think about the early days of your company, you think about the kinds of people you worked with, the culture of the workplace. There isn't a ton of structure when we first started. I'm just saying for me, when I first started, man, it wasn't a whole lot of structure. It wasn't a whole lot of this. Man, I was hiring people that could multitask, that could do things, that were specialists, because I didn't have a whole lot of money. Salaries are tied to results and includes shares of the company. Sometimes you got to get a low salary and then you got to get on part of the company, a share of the company, because that's when we first started and we had to get what we had to get. We had to do what we had to do. The risks are big because they have to be. Our risk that we took had to be. Being bold gets you to the market. We had to be first. We had to attract offers, and we had to do things like that serve to motivation to succeed. We had the motivation to succeed because those are the things we had to do when we first started off as entrepreneurs. Those are the things I had to do. I was taking risks. I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. Paying people that was just actually taking my money because they really wasn't working, right? But and then bringing on people who were in the field that was trying to change the business, right? So you got all this stuff going on, and then you hit this place. But then something happened. Once we pass that stage and we start figuring that thing out, we move into a growth stage. And things change. almost every element of the organizational design. What works well in a startup or a small company does not work well once the company starts growing in size and complexity. See, what I first started doing, it's not going to work when I decide to scale up. I have to make changes. The only thing that really saved me, because I have a more corporate background, I understand how to structure this thing like a corporation. Because you can get coaching, you can get all that stuff, and all that stuff is good. But at some point, right? At some point, you got to listen. You have to set up your structure, your strategy, your system, and sales. At some point, it has to happen. It's going to happen. And that's where the change, that's when it's hard. Because you don't, watch this, because that's not how, the one thing as young entrepreneurs, I'm not trying to do a corporate structure. I'm not trying to be like that. You see, now we have to, our jobs have to become more formalized and specialized. We just can't hire people to hire people. We have to specialize and formalize these things. There's a heresy that has to be followed. There's an order that has to be followed, right? We might even have to develop an organizational chart, something that many entrepreneurs would likely scoff at. See, because the culture becomes more corporate, in other words. With risk becoming more calculated, actions following more company policies and procedures. Listen, I did a workshop, and you guys listen to me right now. I need you to shift your thinking right now. Shift your thinking. I got to shift your thinking to a place, right, where one of the things that we do at Silk Financial at our incubation program, we set you up as if you're already a Fortune 500 company. Your accounting policy and procedures. They'll have the stuff you set up, and you don't even have the people in place. You don't have nothing in place, but you have the policy in place. And as you grow, you're growing into it and don't have to change into it. And this is the challenge of the mindset, of changing the mindset of entrepreneurs. When do we go from entrepreneurs to business owners? Am I an entrepreneur now, or am I a business owner? Am I growing, or have growth, or am I scaling? All these things are different. Business models and strategies. Do I have my model, and then I have to have my strategies? And so many things are interchangeable, but we as entrepreneurs, we have to start keeping stuff separate. See, as entrepreneurs, they're talking about, we fall into the trap of believing that the things that got us here so far, right, will continue to bring us success and growth. And that's not true. But that spirit that got us there in earlier years can be liberated and keep the company from adapting workflow strategies necessary for future success. That spirit of how we started. Look, we made plenty of money like this, so we're going to stick with this, right? But that's going to be a liability. It's going to it's not going to allow the company not just to grow, not just to scale up. See, what's the difference between growing and scaling? As you grow, you make more money, more revenue, but you also take a loss. What do you mean take a loss? Yeah, because you have to hire more people, you have to use more resources when you grow. But scaling, your revenue goes higher, but you use less resources to get to that place. Those are the difference between growth and scaling. As hard as it is to accept, entrepreneurs find out that they might be the best people. Look, watch this. And I just said that wrong, but I got to correct that. As hard as it is to accept, entrepreneurs find out that they might not be the best people to lead their company after a while. That's why sometimes you got to get a CEO, or you can stay CEO. The most prevalent thing is to get a COO who can help the founder or help the entrepreneur navigate this new paradigm. That's why your CEO is so important. That's the person that's actually running the day-to-day stuff, right? Right? There's stuff. Listen, I'm telling you, I'm not that smart. I have a team now that's totally smarter than me. Half stuff I don't know how to do. But what I do know how to do, I know how to do the structure. I know how to structure. I know how to do the lay the foundation. I know about operational plan. You know, a lot of times you want to talk about business plan, get a business plan, get a business plan. But I will tell you, I will continue to tell you, when you first start off, don't worry about a business plan. You're going to need a business plan at some point. But in your early stages, your business plan is nothing but assumptions and what ifs. And look, a business plan like that, you have no control over your organization at all, because you're saying, if this has to happen for this to happen, this has to happen. There is no statistical data, right? To back it up. There's no strategies that work to back that up. When you get the data and the statistics, right, then you apply that to your business plan, because you know that it's authentic and that's work. So let me get back to this. That was just a sidebar. If you're an entrepreneur who finds yourself in a situation in which you're being asked to change, your first instinct might be to fight. Listen, as a baby boomer, you really don't want to hear what I gotta say. Because what I might be speaking foreign, I might be speaking French, right? Because I'm trying to give this structure. I'm trying to give you this structure, this business model. There's 22 different types of business models, 7 criteria to this business model to start changing, to start scaling, the ability to scale, sustain, and hire. The ability to scale, sustain, and hire. The ability to scale, sustain, and hire brings growth. Watch this. So I'm scaling. But on the other side, I'm growing. But when this change has to come, a lot of times we'll fight this thing. But you got to consider that your whole goal when you founded the company was to make it successful. Our whole goal, my whole thing was to make it successful. And now I see certain things. People are coming in and they're not changing my vision. They're improving and enhancing how to get to the vision, how to get to the goal, how to be successful. You got new people on board. Don't look at losing control so much as playing on your strengths and leading on the strengths of those around you. That's it. That's it. You see, so when we're talking about scaling, watch this. We're talking about scaling. We're talking about change. We're talking about change. And the change is going to be coming from, watch this, from some type of structure that you have to start implementing in your business. You might have made 6 figures. I hear that all the time. You might have made 7 figures, but at some point when you scale, right, you have to change. What got you those 6 figures the first time, right, might not get you that higher 6 figures or that 7 figures or the place that you want to go. The same people that started with you might not finish with you. And you have to understand, you have to start specializing and formalizing and understanding people's departments. Let me tell you, Exodus House LLC, we have 5 divisions. We have our fintech. We have our pod, which is our housing. We have our business incubator / accelerator. We have our consulting, right? And we have, of course, our discipleship program, our housing program for discipleship, and Ray's Corner Live. Each one of them have their own articles of incorporation. Each one of them have their own EIN number, and each one of them have their own bank account. Listen, let me share something with you. Exodus Life Change. You'll see that, and we're changing the name to Silk Financial. My team came up and said, and I'm gonna throw on the brother Leslie was like, man, we might need to change the name because we gotta educate people on this. At Exodus, everybody know me. Exodus been around since 2006. I'm telling you. That everything, because that was my life, coming out of darkness, exiting out of drugs and alcohol and homelessness, right? To get to where I'm at today. That was my baby. But as a business owner, this is one thing about business owners. We're passionate or we stick to certain things, right? But when he said that, I said, okay, let's do it. Because I understood, right, to scale this thing up to where it needs to be, right, and for it to grow at the same time, God has placed people around me who I need to listen to. right? So hopefully you guys will share this. Hopefully you guys will like this and all that good stuff, right? So look, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. This guy Ray coming to you live all the way from here. We're here, right? Cheer! And like we always say here at Ray's Corner Live, God loves you and I love you. Guess what? Ain't nothing you can do about it. Peace out.
Ray's Corner Live. Never be surprised that Ray is on the rise. Never be a fool taken from the rise. Instagram, Facebook, Ray is going live. Camming across the world, you can see that it's beneficial. Never the same topics, speaking on different issues. Preaching at different churches and speaking at different venues. Ray's that living proof that Jesus is really with you. Controversial issues, you gon' talk about it. Without